Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day today. Just wanted to do a quick little video. What I have been thinking about all throughout this pandemic is what were some of the top stocks that you could have bought at the bottom. The bottom of the stock market was March 23rd, 2020 for this pandemic. That was the bottom. That was when things were getting really bad. That was like a week into pretty much like a national lockdown as far as most states were starting to really close their doors for, businesses being open, people being able to go to work, restaurants being open to the public to go sit down and eat for anything but takeout. So it's really interesting because if you bought some of these stocks back on March 23rd, you would be doing very, very, very well today. I actually bought a few not on March 23rd, but I bought close to that date. And so what we'll do is we'll just take a little deep dive into some of these stocks and how you could come out very wealthy on the other end as far as just a few months from March to today. And again, just like a little disclaimer, that's the part of investing. You don't know when you're going to make a profit or make a return on any kind of investment that you make. It's not easy to tell. There is no crystal ball. This is all hindsight. This is all looking back, back to March from today, which is October. It's easy to point it out today, but just saying, it's not as easy as you think. Back in March to decide what to invest in when the market is tanking and everyone's just losing money left and right rather than making money. You have to see the long-term view in the businesses that you're investing in the companies that you're investing in, and hope that months, that's a very short-term thinking, but months or even years down the line, that when you invested, it will be more in the future. So with that, let's get into it. All right, so let's get into these 4 stocks. These are the 4 stocks that I've picked that I noticed had a significant change during the pandemic and all tested lows on March 23rd, 2020. All of these today, if you had invested back on March 23rd, 2020, you would have made a significant amount of money. But again, that's all in hindsight, and you would never have been able to tell that these 4 would have made you a lot of money in such a short amount of time. All it took was for the stock market, to take them all down to significant lows, and no one knew when they were going to bounce back and what they were going to bounce back to. The first stock that we're going to look at, and this is its chart, is Square. And this is data from 10/16/2020, as you can see in the chart. Well, also, as you can see in the chart, we actually hit a 52-week low back on March 18th, 2020. And Square at that point was $32.33. Imagine that. Imagine paying $32.33 for something that a few months later in October would rise to as much as about $190. But as you can see, as of the 16th of October, it was $186.35. That is pretty incredible. Let's look at the others. Now, this next one is no surprise to anyone. Penn National Gaming. It is a gambling and online sports book stock, and they actually own a big stake in Barstool Sports. That's how they're pretty widely known to a lot of people. And as of October 16th, 2020, they traded at $70.91. But if you bought on the market low on March 18th, 2020 at $3.75, holy cow, you would have a 1,790% return. 1790% return. If you spent $10,000 randomly on Penn National Gaming stock on that date, today, as of October 16th, you would have $189,093. That is huge, and that is how people win in the stock market playing a pandemic. So this next one is a fun one. This is Carol's Restaurant Group, ticker symbol TAST. What they do is they actually are a holding company that invests in multiple Burger King franchises as well as Popeyes franchises. And so you can own a little bit of Burger King sales and Popeyes sales by investing in this. Well, as of, again, this is the third time, but March 18th, 2020, if you invested in the low of 98 cents a share, you can't even buy a Popeyes chicken sandwich for 98 cents. But if you bought 98 cents a share on the low, then you today would have a 582% return, because as you can see, it went from 98 cents to $6.69 from that date. And that is pretty incredible. That's a lot of chicken sandwiches, or, Whoppers, whatever you want to eat. If you had invested $10,000 in the low, you would actually have $68,265 as of today. And I'll do a fun little exercise at the end of this video to show how much you would have made at the end of a pandemic on all of these. This last one that I'm going to go over is probably the most important stock. It's Microsoft, which is a huge mega cap tech stock that's worth over $1 trillion. And something like this is not as volatile as your ordinary stock like a Carol's Restaurant Group that I just showed you. So with this, Microsoft, you would expect that in any kind of market downturn, it would not do as bad, especially when you're considering the return on investment later on, as most other volatile, smaller tech stocks. This one, you should be able to recoup your money in any given scenario where a market rebounds, you would think. And it did, because if you invested on March 23rd, 2020, the low was $132.52, meaning that if you sold your shares today on October 16th, 2020 at $219.66, as you can see, then you would have a total of a 65% gain. And that is pretty good compared to what the losses could have been on other tech stocks. So I hope that you guys enjoyed those 4 charts, and it's really amazing. Those are just 4 quick stocks that you could have bought during the pandemic, and you can see what kind of returns that they actually generated. Again, can't emphasize this enough. This is all in hindsight. The only one that you maybe would have had a really easy time investing in would have been Microsoft, which again was for, let me check, 65% return on that investment. that's something that, wasn't expected to go bankrupt during the pandemic. So you'd be pretty safe in investing in that at its lows and then earning a generous 65% return. Obviously, the more riskier investments like Penn National Gaming, Carroll's Restaurant Group, and even Square, those ones, the more risky they are during a pandemic, the more reward you're going to get if they come out on top and do better during or after a pandemic. So just as a last little quick minute exercise, I'm doing all the math here. I just hope that you listen to it. But if you had invested $10,000 in each of those 4 stocks, so 10,000 in Carroll's, 10,000 in Square, 10,000 in Microsoft, and 10,000 in Penn National Gaming, that's a total of $40,000 if you invested all at their lows. So today, as of the last stock market price for all of those, which you saw in all those charts, if you had invested $10,000 in each one, your $40,000 total investment that you made at their lows would be worth $331,572 as of October 16th, 2020. That is incredible. Turn $40,000 into more than $250,000, over $330,000 is what you would end up with. Pretty cool. That's investing for you. Hope that you guys really did enjoy this video. I try to make more of these mathematical finance return on investment videos. So if you could please, subscribe and then like this video, I would appreciate it. I appreciate all my subscribers. I don't have that many, but if you could please consider subscribing, then I can make more videos like this in the future because I know that you want to see it. So thank you very much and see ya.